Investigators tonight now saying they've arrested the man they believe is responsible. Thanks for joining us for your news at 6 o'clock. I'm Siobhan Bryant.
I'm Daryl Green in for John Carter tonight. It's a burglary that shocked our community. It happened just 1 month after the tragic plane crash that killed NASCAR legend Greg Biffle, his family, and others. Terrell Williams has now been charged in this case. He was arrested in Georgia, and tonight he's now facing a slew of charges in not only this case, but others as well.
As our David Hodges reports, this case is far from over.
Iredell County Sheriff Darren Campbell said their big break in the case came when Williams was arrested in Georgia and suspected in another home break-in. He says that detectives down in Georgia reached out to Iredell County and said there might be a connection with the Biffle case. During a press conference Tuesday afternoon, Campbell showed these pictures of NASCAR memorabilia owned by Greg Biffle that they say was stolen from his home during the break-in. According to Campbell, that was found during an investigation into Williams for a different break-in. Campbell said Williams is currently being investigated for other break-ins tied to homes where tragedy struck, but that was highly publicized. But Sheriff Campbell says the case is extremely complicated. In December, Biffle, his 2 children, his wife Christina, and 3 others died in a plane crash in Statesville. Then in January, the Biffle home on Lake Norman was broken into. At the same time, detectives also started investigating who was compromising bank accounts controlled by the Biffles and a check that was fraudulently cashed in South Carolina. According to Campbell, Williams will face a dozen different felony charges in Iredell County when he's extradited. None of them right now are tied to the bank accounts being compromised. Instead, they believe Williams would find situations through the news and social media where there was an opportunity, and they say he tried to capitalize on those. According to Campbell, he's also a suspect in a case in which an officer's weapon was stolen.
He was very efficient at what he did, and this is not something just started last month. This other case is probably 3 years old in the western part of North Carolina. We have talked to that county and that police department, and basically what it was an officer had a tragedy, and while it was well known publicly that he was in the hospital, the break-in occurred. And that's one reason I want to reach out to other agencies who may have these type of crimes. This guy was mobile.
Campbell said they also now have a person of interest related to the Biffle bank accounts being compromised, something they could be releasing soon as they continue to investigate this wildly complicated case. Reporting in Statesville, David Hodges, WBTV, on your side.